Oh, hello there. This is the chef Luigi Pomodoro coming to you live from Austin, Texas with Locadoro at home.
Welcome back to Locadoro at Home. I'm Fiore Tedesco, and I'm happy to be cooking with you again. We are pulling a doozy today. We are going to pick up a couple of dishes together for our menu for the Locadoro at Home subscription week this week. And we have a couple, there's 3 dishes like always, but we're going to finish 2 of them together this week because I think they're both a little dynamic and they both help each other, or you can help each dish with each other with the pickup. I'll explain. First, we have a panisse dish. A panisse is typically, it's like a fritter of sort made from chickpea flour, right here. And so we made this with some chickpea flour and green Oaxacan corn from Barton Springs Mill. It's outstanding, and we've mixed in a touch of garlic and a touch of parsley. There's a good bit of parsley in there, and we cooked this in veg stock. So we cooked this in a rich vegetable stock, that cornmeal and the chickpea flour. Whisked it and cooked it together over medium heat, as if you were making like polenta, for about 8 minutes until it starts to release from the sides of the bowl. Then we set it, cut it into these bars. Now they're ready to fry, right? And typically you can deep fry this. That's the way we do it at the restaurant. Or we can fry it in some butter and a touch of olive oil in tandem. We're going to get it nice and crispy together, and that oil and butter that is left before that is going to brown a little bit. We talked about brown butter last week, but that butter that is left behind after, we are then going to toss our pasta in. Aha! And so our pasta, right here, this is a carrot juice fusilli. So it's the pasta is hydrated with carrot juice. It doesn't look as orange because I have not put in any fake orange color to make it more orange. But you can smell, it smells very brightly of carrots, and it'll look a little more orange and taste the orange once it's cooked. So I'll walk through the components of each dish as well. So this panisse, we're going to sear or in a little butter and a little oil. And then that's going to be cooked and done. We're going to plate that with this charred, marinated Savoy cabbage that we made, and celery leaves. Beautiful, beautiful celery from Edenese Farm. We're going to finish it with this hazelnut cream and some sharp sheep's milk, pecorino, and a little bit of lemon. The pasta, the carrot juice fusilli, is going to be cooked. It's going to be tossed with carrots that we are also going to sear in this butter. This green tomato pomodoro, my first time making this, I feel really clever about this one this last couple of days because it's new to me. I made like a green tomato marinara and then a green tomato, confit green tomato condiment, and then pureed them together with blanched basil. So it has all that tomato and basil flavor that you expect from marinara, except it's a totally different product, totally different tomato. Those tomatoes that are a little more astringent, less of the bright fruit sweet, and more and more of like that green verdant and I said astringent. Sometimes those green tomatoes can be a little bitter and a little too bright. I think this has been softened so that it's going to make like a tangy, bright, and acidic, but still really nicely sweet and balanced sauce. I hope you think so as well. And then it's going to get finished with some burrata. This is a big bad boy burrata that I just made that we're going to cut into to garnish, and some chili oil. So first thing we're going to do, we are going to get some little bit of olive oil there, a gluggeroni or two. Then I'm going to take a nice, decent pat of butter. That's going to want to sizzle around in that oil. We're going to want to get we're not even going to wait for that to melt. So I put that into a hot pan already. So we want these guys to start crisping and browning right away. We don't want to burn this butter, right? So I put that butter and oil into a hot pan. And so those are going to go pretty quickly, the next couple minutes. I also have some water boiling back here. And that's going to be for our pasta. I'm going to put a couple pinches of salt in there to get it ready to go. Let's look at these panisse and see how they're looking. So I turn it over there. See, it's starting to get a little brown, but not that deep, rich caramel color that we're looking for. We're looking for a little bit of crunch in there. So, while we're doing this, I'm going to cut into this burrata and see what we have here. It's going to be like a rich, gooey. Oh yeah, that's just what we want. And I love putting burrata on top of pasta because you can let the burrata just. I like putting burrata on top of anything. I'm not gonna lie, it plops down. It is a great accompaniment to most things. I'm also making so much of it these days that it's like I think about it all the time. And I make a dish and I'm like, this would be better with burrata. I'm mostly right, and I'm surprised this is the first dish in a while that I've made for you with this first dish with burrata on. Okay, so now these panisse are getting a little nicely golden on that one side. Oh yeah, these look really nice. Now the butter is just about all melted right now. A little bit of panisse escaping there. So this is just going to be fine in another minute and a half or so. This is a good time to start cooking our pasta. I'm thinking of this dish and prepping this meal the way, I would want to prep it at home as well. I don't want to wash too many dishes. I don't want you to wash too many dishes. I want this to be nice and easy and help you cook a sort of complex meal, finish a sort of complex meal easily. It doesn't have to be hard. And sharing pans in that way for sharing the oil and butter from one dish into another is a really smart way to do that at home. So these panisse are almost done. These carrots, I'm going to go ahead and put right into the pan. And I want them to have a nice little head start before we go ahead and put the pasta in. Because I like a crunchy carrot. I like a carrot that still has a little bite. I'm not worried about if it were raw. I'd be like, great, I like a raw carrot. I'd probably cut it a little differently. What we want here is just a nice, soft little bite on here. I actually tried this poaching the carrot, and I don't think it needed it, right? I think I can infuse different flavors, and that's cool. I don't think it needed it. If it doesn't need it, then it's like putting on, your pearls when you're going to the baseball game. It's unnecessary. Not to say that I don't enjoy unnecessary. I really do. I enjoy going to baseball games. Pearls, not as much. Not really my thing. But I digress. Okay. So, I don't know how I turned my I was like, why are these going so slowly now? I turned my oil down to low. This should be on like medium to medium high. It's sort of a little nicer here that I took my time with it. It's a little nicer for the carrots, but mostly I'm trying to get that golden sear on the We're trying to get that golden sear on the panisse here. So I turned it up a little bit, and now it's starting to make a little noise. It's a reminder for me to stir the pasta. All that noise was a reminder. And I see from cooking the pasta, it's getting a little more orange, just bringing out that color. That's good news, that's fun. And when we go to these panisse, once we take them out of the pan, they're going to be a little bit fragile. So that's why I'm using an offset spatula, because I can get underneath and pick it up. I see that I'm going to, I hope I do good here. We can get underneath there, pick it up, and put it right onto the plate that we're going to work with. In this case, this blue plate, okay? Could be any plate. You don't have to have blue plates. I have a lot of blue plates, but you know, that's what I do for a living. I play with plates all day, and I really like blue. Then blue plates make me happy. So, you know, if you have a blue plate, good for you. Okay, so let's see how this looks golden on both sides. Okay, I dropped one piece already. The teacher, if I was showing myself what to do here, I'd probably take this over to where I'm trying to place. Make it a little easier. One panisse, two panisse. Three panisse. Okay. So we have our panisse plated, and I have our heat at like medium high. Our carrots, I can smell them, because I can smell, thank goodness. And they are really nicely cooked. And I can smell that our butter is starting to smell like nutty and a little brown. This is a lot of butter in here. This is the right amount of butter and oil to fry. It's not the right amount to toss our pasta. So I'm going to keep our carrots in that pan. Drain like 3/4 of that butter and oil. And then what we're left with is these carrots, which I'm now going to put a little salt on. And these carrots are, let's see, halfway cooked, right? It's a small cut. They're just about there. And it's right, this is when I want to put in the pasta. And so last week we talked about, this is going to make noise. I'm not going to try to talk over it again. Bear with me. I can pretend like I'm talking. I'm just going to do this 700 more times. You might have eaten 4 meals by now. Keep snacking. Maybe watch the last Avengers movie again. Okay, I'm going to say good enough there. I picked the wrong tool for the job there. Fusilli is a slippery noodle here. And so you want to either use a strainer and strain. This would be a good pasta to strain this pot over a strainer over the water. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, we are not trying to save the water for this pasta. I'll explain why. And two, you'll never get that 10 seconds back that I just spent. Now we have that brown butter there, and we're just going to toss through our carrots with our carrot fusilli in that brown butter. Yum. Now I'm going to turn off the heat. It's done. We have our green pomodoro. I want to put this in now. I'm going to save just a little bit of it. I'm going to put like maybe 3/4 of it in. I'm going to toss this in, this pomodoro in here. Just a chunk of Oh, it smells so good. It smells really, really good. I'm really happy about that. But I didn't really want to like cook that pomodoro, right? I just wanted to toss it and heat it through. Now, I'll do this right here. It'll be a little easier to see. Now we've just tossed that thickened pomodoro with the pasta, the carrots. And you might want to use a bowl for this that has a little sides. This is not a super saucy one, not a super saucy pasta. It shouldn't like really like bleed all over, so it shouldn't be, if you want to use a handsome little plate like this guy, go right ahead. Okay, so we have our carrot fusilli tossed with our butter poached carrots. We're going to take some of that burrata and cut it into some wedges. I'm just going to take a hunk of that and drop a hunk of that right on top. We're going to finish this with just a little bit of this chili oil. And voila. And then we're going to take our panisse here. Just drizzle on some of that hazelnut. Some of this Savoy cabbage. And I'm just like placing the cabbage and then this beautiful celery and the crackles here, because really we're going to set it down there and then we're going to finish it with the crushed hazelnut. So we have the hazelnut cream, the seared Savoy cabbage, the celery. You can get as articulate as you want. You can make it pretty fine, fanciful. I think it's rustic is better. It looks like food. It looks like something I want to eat. We're going to take a little bit of lemon juice, squeeze a little bit of lemon, and I have some of that sharp pecorino romano here. And we're just going to shave a few shavings of it on top. Boom and boom. So we've got our chickpea and green Oaxacan corn panisse with seared Savoy cabbage, celery, pecorino romano, and hazelnut. And we've got our carrot fusilli with green tomato pomodoro, butter poached carrots, and burrata, finished with a little chili oil. That's dinner right there. Good to have you back. Great to see you. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.